Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us. Bombshell caught on tape. The secret video of the Anthony's private investigator searching the spot where little Caylee's skeleton found weeks before police discover it. Tonight, we have the video. Is there a direct link between little Caylee's remains and the top mom?
Secret video has just been released of two private investigators allegedly searching the remains site a month before Caylee's skull and bones were found. This secret footage was obtained by Orlando CNN affiliate WFTV.
This chilling video shows the Anthony's private investigator, Dominic Casey, in November searching and ramming a metal rod into the ground here at the crime scene, mere feet from where Caylee Anthony's remains were later found, and at a nearby abandoned house, where he also forcefully knifed open black trash bags.
One of the private investigators can be seen talking on a cell phone throughout the video and focusing on a grouping of stones in the area. A reporter with one Orlando CNN affiliate claims that the same private investigator who was on the cell phone at one point says to the other PI that was filming, quote, "It would be right here." Meanwhile, one Orlando station is reporting that the meter reader who found the remains was in the same location more times than had been previously reported. Meter reader Roy Kronk was reportedly near the site back in November when he was assigned to read meters in the Anthony's neighborhood.
I'm in the wooded area down by the school. I need you like now. I just found a human skull.
Straight out to Mark Williams, standing by there at the crime scene. He is with WNDB News Talk 1150. Mark, what's the latest?
Well, the latest is, of course, WFTV Channel 9 and reporter Kathy Bellich unveiling a story over the weekend about this secret video that was taken showing the private investigator, Jim Hoover, shooting video of the second private investigator by the name of Dominic Casey. Mr. Casey is shown with a metal rod probing the ground in about the general area where Caylee's body was eventually found about 150 feet away. But also, it shows Mr. Casey also going through some plastic bags, some black bags, just ripping and tearing at him.
Joining me right now, Kathy Bellich with WFTV. What can you tell me, Kathy?
Well, I watched 12 minutes worth of video, listened to it. There is audio on that tape. We were not permitted to record it. We were permitted to record about 1.5 minutes of the video. But I heard on that video at a point where you're seeing the concrete blocks at the scene, I heard Dominic Casey, the Anthony's private eye, say it would be right here. The man who shot that video, Private Eye Jim Hoover, says that Dominic Casey told him that Caylee was dead and they were going to find her, and that's what they were doing in that area on November 15th and November 16th.
So, Kathy, we have some of the video, but you saw the whole thing and you could hear it. You were disallowed from reproducing the audio. Are you sure, Kathy Bellich, that you heard the Anthony's private investigator say this is where it should be?
I heard him say it would be right here, and I listened to it again and again, and we were watching it on a big monitor, and I stood with my ear right next to the speaker and then away from it. I listened to it several times so that I was sure, and what he says is it would be right here.
Okay, what else did you see and hear on the video, Kathy Bellich?
On November 15th, Dominic Casey was milling about the scene. The focus seemed to be near these concrete blocks, which are there just feet from where Caylee's remains were found. He found some sort of a cloth of some kind. He lifted it with a knife, looked under it, and then just sort of tossed it aside. He was looking around, and they seemed to be focused on these concrete blocks at this house, which, from what I understand, you have to drive to that house from the scene. It's not close enough where you could walk comfortably. I couldn't find out where that house is, but again, the Anthony's private eye, Dominic Casey, seemed to be focused for some reason on concrete blocks that were behind this abandoned house, and he literally just moved the blocks out of the way with his hands, no gloves on his hands, moved some 2x4s, and he just took a garden trowel and he just started digging right into the dirt there, several inches down, and then he stopped and they looked around the house, and then it goes to the next day. day, which is November 16th, which he comes back to the scene sort of dressed in a bush jacket and jeans, sort of ready to go through the woods now. And he goes into the woods, again, focused on those concrete blocks, and he gets some sort of a metal rod, and he starts just jamming it into the ground. And at some point, you know, a couple of times it was all the way down into the ground. A couple of times it was getting sort of stuck, and he was sort of forcing it. And then he went back to the house and he did the same thing with that rod. Now, I should also say that on the 15th, he was on the cell phone and he was walking out of the woods. He was sort of crouched down. You can see the video. He was sort of crouched down, looking around in the woods on the cell phone with someone. And of course, the big question is, who was that he was talking to on the cell phone?
Liz, in the control room, do you have the video ready? Let's see it. Okay, there you are seeing the Anthony private investigator, Dominic Casey, looking through bags, trash bags, just feet away from where little Caylee's remains were ultimately found. Take a look. Now, his excuse for being out there was that he heard it was a location where the tot mom hung out with friends. So why is he digging through trash bags and dirt? That is from WFTV. That's one of the Anthony's private investigators rifling through trash bags and searching near the wooded area where Caylee's remains were discovered 4 weeks later. Back to Kathy Bellich, who has seen the entire video. Kathy, what was his story to police as to why he's there at the scene where her skeleton is found weeks before police get there?
Well, I don't know what he told the police. I know what he told me, and now there are new reports of a different story. He told me that he was on the phone actually with his ill daughter. Now I guess there are reports that he's claiming he was on the phone with a psychic of some kind. But he told me that he was there merely to, first he said he was going to rule it out as a location where one of Casey's old high school friends had said she might have put a body if she were going to do something like that. And then later he sort of changed the story to he's just ruling it out as a teen hangout. Now apparently he's saying that he went there because of a psychic tip. So,
but why, everybody, would he be there if it were just a teen hangout? We are taking your calls live. More of that secretly recorded video we have just obtained when we get back.